Monday, March 20th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I like to talk about the markets this morning. It's around 7:30 a.m. London or 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or summer time in the US. So what's going on in Europe here or in London? So gold right now is at 1234.70, up about $5.50. The Dow is down 12 points, 20,008, 20,900 roughly. S&P is down 2 points at 2374. Silver 1743 and a half, so up about 4. What else? The pound is fairly strong right now, 124.34, up a third of a percent. The dollar is down against the yen as well, down about a tenth of a percent. Against the euro, also down a third of a percent. So we're seeing a weaker dollar this morning. And I like to talk about the technical picture for the markets that we watch, me and my viewers watch. And I'm gonna start out with gold. So I'm gonna look here at gold, this chart, going back to last summer. You can see that trend line coming on the top of the chart. That's the all-time high from 2011 actually, that we tried to break out of last year and were unable to do. The last time we were above that line was on election night when gold spiked higher, and then the next day it started going down, and then we saw a big drop up until December. That trend line of course is downward sloping, so it's getting lower, and it would be just around 1280 if we were going to go for that line right now. Probably won't be going right now for that line, so it's going to get lower towards 1270, 1275. One thing that's interesting from that chart, being a technician, I did a lot of technical analysis and fundamental analysis as well, but I always thought it was good to have both, fundamentals and technicals. But as you can see from that chart, from the low in December 2016, we went up to 1220, and then we corrected down to 1180, and then we went up and made a high at 1264 there in the end of February. And then we came down again to around just below 1200 in the last week or so. And right now we're breaking through 1220. It still looks like we could be forming a head and shoulder there, as you can see. But the higher we go here on this move, it will negate, it won't look like the left-hand shoulder where we topped at 1220. If, ideally, if we can break back above 1264, that head, it won't be a head and shoulder. So that's something I'm looking at. And as you can see as well, since the low last December, we had higher highs and higher lows. We had the high at 1220, the low at 1180, the high at 1264, and now the low just below 1200. So higher highs, higher lows. So that's an encouraging chart, in my opinion. Am I saying we're gonna go higher? No, we just have to watch the charts. Watch the charts and see what's going on. Of course, gold and silver for me are insurance. It doesn't matter too much for me where the price is, even though I watch it. For traders, it's a different story. So let's look at the silver market now. So silver, you can see, you might have seen this chart before. I've talked about this chart. You can see the trend line there from the high in July last year. We broke out of that earlier this year. And it looked like we're going up well, and then we had that raid on silver there in the beginning of March. As you can see, that big red bar going down from the high just around 1850, and then it just kept going down and down and down, silver We broke back below that line, but you can see now we're after the Fed hiked last week, we've zoomed back above it. So that looks encouraging as well. Silver I would say, is underperforming a little bit gold right now, but yeah. So that's the silver chart there. We're back above that downward sloping trend line. And also we've had higher highs and higher lows. We see the low last year below 16. Then we traded above 17 there before the end of February, made a low below, around 1650 or so. And then we went up to 1850. Then we traded below 17 on the move down from the beginning of March. But we didn't make a lower low there from the end of January. So that's silver. So what are we going to look at now? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the S&P stock market. S&P 500, that's a weekly chart. Of course, it's done very well, since last year, beginning of the year, where we saw that big market correction down, went below 900, and now we're almost at 2400. The high is just above 2400, and it looks like it's consolidating right now. We'll have to see, where we go here, but at this moment in time, it's just like consolidating, nothing really too bullish nor too bearish, I would say. And one thing I have to say, I can't remember the time where, for so long we haven't seen a big down day in the stock market. So it's quite incredible what's going on there. So dollar index. Yeah, dollar index is fairly weak this morning. We're retesting the that 100 level, which is quite important. That was an important resistance, last year, and we broke through there. So let's have a look here at let's see where we are right now. Yeah, we're just testing the 100 again. We're just above 100, 100.07. Dollar index down 0.25% this morning. So let's have a look here. You see the chart here. I was talking about the double top from 2015 and beginning of 2015, beginning of 2016. The double top was just above 100. And then this year, recently, late last year, we went up to almost 104, and now we're testing 100 again, yeah, we need to, that's the other thing, just keep watching the dollar index. If we break down below 100, we could see, gold continue to go higher, even though I've said in the past that gold and the dollar index, are not really, in the short term, they might move the same way. But if you consider that when the dollar index was, formed in the early mid 70s, it was formed at 100, and gold at the time was, I think, trading below $100. So right now the dollar index is 100, and gold is at 1200. So do they really follow each other? I don't think so. So that's the dollar index there. For my viewers in the UK, I want to talk about the pound sterling, British pound, whatever you want to call it. You can see there the big move down from above 140, after Brexit vote. A lot of volatility there on that day. We were traded up to 150 just, before the votes were counted, and then back below to like 134. And it's been, of course, more orderly. We had that flash crash there in October where we traded below 120. Right now, though, it looks like it's just a trend between basically 121 and 127, I'd say. And we're in the middle of it's a range, not a trend. When we're in the middle of that range, around 124 right now. Personally, longer term, I think the in terms of fiat currencies, the pound will underperform against the dollar. I think all currencies, of course, fiat currencies are gonna underperform against gold, silver, and the cryptocurrencies as well. So, talking about cryptocurrencies, let's have a look at Bitcoin, which has been very volatile of late. This weekend especially, we dropped back below 1,000 after being back above 1250. Right now we're at 1,021 Bitcoin. So bring up this long-term chart, which I always look at. Trend is still up. People have to accept that there's going to be volatility in Bitcoin. They can't say, oh, Bitcoin is not doing well, it's dropped so much, because it also goes up a lot. So it's just going to be volatile. It's like a, roller coaster ride, and you have to accept the ups and downs. But generally speaking, it looks like it's, the trend's still higher. Fundamentally, the supply of Bitcoin is very limited, 21 million Bitcoins. It's getting harder and harder to mine them. It's going to take another over 100 years to get to 21 million, while the Federal Reserve, the ECB, the Bank of England keep printing, paper money. Bitcoin is, supply is limited. Yes, so that's Bitcoin. What else? Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Just have a look at the markets this morning. In terms of Maneco64, my channel. I always say I'm the home of alternative economics and contrarian views. The other thing I try to focus on is reality, and I try not to go into the conspiracies, even though I look at the conspiracy theories myself, and I think it helps to understand how the world works. But if you don't have proof, but you have an inkling that things happen, it helps you understand better, like the gold market, why there's manipulation of the markets and all the geopolitics and stuff. What's going on around in North Korea. So I just try to make a sense of things, and I try to use common sense. My father always told me, money doesn't grow on trees, no such thing as a free lunch. Try to question things, and that's why that's why I talk about the things I do, what real money is, that it's based on, people's efforts and values, the value they create to other people in society. And that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, share it far and wide. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And if you'd like to donate to my channel, to support the channel, there's some links below in the description. And I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.